Hey all, and welcome back to the podcast. I got asked a couple of questions recently, in particular around sleep and its impact on mood, body composition, and appetite control. Something important I wanted to share with you here on this podcast. And it stems out very important as I understand people struggle with sleep. The amount of people I speak to that struggle to get 6 hours of sleep, let alone 8, is often prevalent. So I wanted to take a little bit of time and discuss some key points with you to allow you to understand that sleep's not about being rested. It's a cornerstone to optimal health, body composition and transformation, and the most important, emotional regulation. And from that point and moving on, we understand that sleep impacts a lot of us on a day-to-day basis, and being able to manage your sleep and make sure that you're ultimately rested can be difficult, especially in challenging busy times, especially in peak times, especially if you're managing other areas of your life, inclusive of being at home, being with the children, or running a high profiting business, all of which take a lot of time from you. So to talk to you tonight, I'm going to share with you 3 points in particular about this that was raised on a call with somebody, and also was something I wanted to pick up with people to allow them to understand the in particulars when it matters, when you're looking at building and transforming a physique, and when you're looking at optimizing your body composition and your health. Sleep deprivation impacts growth hormone, and at that point we find it in particular very difficult, if we're not sleeping correctly, to manage how we repair our body if we're training often in the gym, and also how we can make sure that we're building muscle. So if we're not sleeping correctly, the growth hormone in our body is inefficient. More to that though, it also impacts other parts of the hormonal health, other parts of the endocrine system, such as ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hunger hormone, so that starts to increase. So people with poor sleep, you'll notice, will start to gain weight. And then we also look at the other parts of the endocrine system, in particular looking at leptin, which will decrease, and that's the satiety hormone. So when things like that decrease, what happens is we start to feel hungry, but also we're not in a level playing field with this metabolism, which then starts to spike. So you can see what's happening here. The hormonal system, i.e. the endocrine health, is all over the place, which leads me on to say we're talking about the stress hormone, which likes to hold on to body fat tissue. Of course, when that's elevated because of poor sleep, and we're not managing that sleep correctly, the cortisol hormones are elevated, which means then we're going to start to become more stressed, more anxious, more overwhelmed, more so, and more in particular on this point, we're then going to start to then have a knock-on effect by overeating, as metabolism's starting to spike all over the place, and then from there we're going to start to feel fatigued because we can't stay in that elevated cortisol level for so long. will then start to get run down and burnt out. And it's a vicious cycle, because then if we're working towards building a stronger, robust physique, we're holding on to body fat, which is something we don't want to do, as we're getting leaner week by week. The poor sleep cycle often masks a lot of that. And when I work with people, in particular on photo shoot transformations, cover model transformations, whether that be with natural bodybuilders, we also talk about sleep. People think, well, what does that have to do with transforming the physique? It has a lot to do with transforming the physique, as does many other areas, inclusive of the digestive system and other areas of the endocrine health. So when we look at obviously increasing that overeating, we're going to start to then hold on to body fat. And if we don't get ourselves into a routine where sleep becomes optimal, we're going and running into that vicious cycle, and it creates a lot of problems further down the line. A great mentor once said to me, you can't build an house on wet land, it falls down. And it resonated since that day, 10 plus years ago. Your health is what matters when you're building a healthy, strong and robust physique. My name is Matthew White. I've been a fitness and health professional. In particular, studied the art and craft of nutrition, the body and transformational work for over 10 years. And it's my ultimate mission, passion, and also education that's allowed me to push on and help others. And it's what I enjoy doing. I'll share more with you soon. Any questions, like things around sleep, questions around body composition, questions in particular around endocrine health, how that impacts body transformations, physique transformational work, questions around psychological aspects of the physique transformation, feel free to reach me at matthewwhite@consultant.com. All the best, have a great weekend, and thanks for tuning in once again. Take care.